One of my earliest memories is me playing video games. Well, watching, at least. Specifically, I remember watching my brother play Resident Evil 4. It was during one of the cave sections and all the Granados were charging at him. I just remember it scaring the shit out of me. But as I got older and I started playing more and more games, I felt like I was kind of missing something. You see, my family couldn't really afford to buy me a lot of video games, so most of the time I just watched YouTube. Specifically YouTubers like The Rad Brad, and in doing so, it kind of made me disconnected from video games, especially horror games, because I didn't get that feeling of being alone and isolated, because I was just watching somebody play it. It removes the tension, and I feel like that's really what I've been missing. That tension from playing video games. Like, I never got to experience early Resident Evil or Silent Hill, just watching that slow zombie turn, or the static of the radio kicking in for the first time. And the closest I've really ever gotten to that is like the Outlast games, but even then, it's kinda iffy, and I always try to find games that captures that little bit of tension through nostalgia or just horror, whatever that game tries to do. And today, I have two games that try to do it through nostalgia. Nightmare of Decay tries to capture that early Resident Evil feel, and Hollow Body tries to capture that early Silent Hill feel. And we're just gonna start off with Nightmare of Decay because I'm more familiar with Resident Evil than Silent Hill. The game starts off with the protagonist watching the news, and the news was reporting on a bunch of different missing people, and more are going missing every day. And being the average gamer that he is, he decides he's a bit tired, so he gets some pizza, takes a shower, and goes to bed. But when you get out of the shower and you start making your way to your bedroom, you hear the TV click on. Weird, but you go to turn it off. And when you do, you notice a reflection in the TV screen. You turn around and you see a man holding a bloody head, and just as quickly as he was there, he disappears. Brushing it off and just assuming it was sleep deprivation, you go to bed and call it a day. And shortly after you lay down, you wake up. It's dark, it's cramped. You realize you're struggling to breathe, and you start trying to figure out what's going on. And you realize you're trapped in something. But the thing above you is giving way, so you just pound and pound, and eventually you break out. After crawling out, you realize you are buried alive outside of a weird mansion. Trying the front door, you realize it doesn't even budge, so you keep exploring around the mansion, and you notice a side door. But as you start to approach, you see a cat sitting on a railing. And weirdly enough, you can understand everything he's saying to you. He talks about how the nightmare has claimed another victim, and he takes a look at you and basically just says you're bitch made and that you're not gonna last very long. But you steady yourself and step the door when you realize there's a knife on your ground, so you grab it, make your way inside. And as you start to walk down the passage, you see a man hunched over a person lying on the ground, and you get that nice slow Resident Evil turn. Taking your knife, you stab him quite a fucking lot, to be honest. Until he finally goes down and you notice a key and a gun laying right beside him. So you grab both. You decide to try the key on the front door, and luckily enough, it works. Now that you're inside the mansion, you kind of start exploring, and one of the first places you will run upon is the kitchen. Inside the kitchen, you hear pounding behind the door, and when you approach, the man behind it asks you to go find a key and get him out. Thus begins the great key hunt, which I won't bore you with. When you open the door, you notice bodies on spikes and a meat pit sitting in the middle. One of the bodies is a woman, surprisingly enough. Very different from everything else you've seen so far. And just as soon as you take in your surroundings, a meat golem crawls out of the flesh pit. After defeating the golem, you keep making your way through the mansion until you see a mysterious creature inside a hole in the wall. Weirdly enough, he's one of the few friendly NPCs where he just kind of talks to you. He tells you that his collection's boring and he wants things to spice it up. So he asks you to go find some female heads for him. Remembering the woman in the meat golem room, you decide to make your way back there and just cut off her head, stick that thing in your pocket for later. Going deeper through the mansion, you find yourself in a library where you see a couple people who immediately fucking open fire on you. Also a fucking mimic. Holy shit. Okay. Mimics exist. Noted. It's the only one in the game. Fuck that bitch. He scared the shit out of me. But continuing to fight your way through the mansion, you wind up in an office. And in this office, you meet a normal person. A normal living human being. But you soon realize he's clearly at his breaking point as he grabs the revolver off of his desk and unalives himself in Minecraft. But you notice a key on his desk, so you grab it, and you notice it's for the lodge outside in the courtyard. So you make your way out there next. Entering the cabin, you notice a man handling this situation like the truest man of them all, just chugging beer after beer. This guy could give their Cold Ones cast a run for their money. Sadly, soon after, this hero is blasted away by a fucker with a shotgun.
Bueno, gentes.
Rest in peace. Now, at this point, after exploring through the mansion, we got a couple of cranks, which allows us to get access to a crown, which we can then place on a pedestal. After placing the crown on the pedestal, all the fucking statues in the room come to life and try to murder your ass. But being the epic gamer you are, you crank some 90s and elim that squad. Am I right, gamers? And after doing so, a gate in the back of the room opens up, which leads to an elevator, which leads to the basement. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the basement's boring as shit, and nothing really happens. So I'm gonna just kind of speed through that. One of the rooms in the basement had a psychotic woman in it who, as soon as she sees you, immediately starts trying to murk your ass. Handling like an husband, you cut off her head and stick that in your pocket for later, this being the second of the 3 heads. Then at the end of the basement, you meet the fucker that started this all, the Chainsaw Psycho. And after killing him, he drops a key that unlocks 2 things, 2 wardrobes specifically. One back in the mansion, which gives us another head, the other head being held by the psycho, who's just kind of chill now. Taking the 3rd head, we take it back to the creature on the wall, who basically just goes, yo, sick, here's some holy water. And it's really fucking OP. Going back down into the basement where the 2nd wardrobe is, we unlock the crypts. And in the crypts, there's really only 2 things of note that happen. One, we meet Silent Hill 2 protagonist. And second, we kill the worst fucking monster in this dream. Oh yeah, and a big fucking spider. Doing these 3 things gives us 3 medallions, which leads us into the final chamber where we fight the Lord of Nightmares. After killing him, we wake up from the dream, deciding that was fucking whack. We take a walk to clear our mind. But when you leave your apartment, you notice a familiar animal. Nightmare of Decay tries to copy original Resident Evil, clearly from the aesthetic, and even the puzzles, from keys to cranks to even making acid, because that's a thing you do in almost every Resident Evil game for some fucking reason. And even the enemies, from the dogs to the zombies to the cultist, Chainsaw Man. Kickback's a banger. But it feels like it falls short on a lot of these things. To me, I feel like after the mansion, it kind of loses its focus and is just trying to speed run through the game, basically. And that sucks because the game isn't even that long to beat in the first place. This is like a 2-hour game. So when half of the game feels like it's just trying to get itself over with, it makes the entire product kind of feel lame as shit. But I will say, if you find the game on sale and you really kind of like the aesthetic of original Resident Evil, it's a great game to pick up. And now for Hollow Body. You start the game as a researcher walking along the beach with a coworker when you both suddenly realize one of your other coworkers has gone missing. And because why not, you get charged with going to find him. So you make your way along the beach when you enter into a cave. And as you kind of walk through the cave, you can realize something isn't right. When all of a sudden it cuts to our missing coworker laughing evilly. Because why not? We cut to our main character in her apartment on the phone. Mika is a smuggler of sorts, and she uses all these connections to try to get a pass into one of the abandoned zones so she can find Sasha. Sasha being the researcher that went missing. On the flight, her car warns her that she should land due to bad weather when she suddenly loses control and crashes.
I recommend that we establish a safe landing zone with the utmost urgency.
It's alright, we will. Shit. Fuck!
Mika instantly tries her radio to try to get a hold of Tax, one of her contacts, but nothing goes through, of course. She determines that she needs to try to get higher to get a better signal, and it just so happens there's an apartment building right down the block. Not seeing a clear way in through the front door, she climbs some scaffolding and climbs through an open window. Now, I'm not going to bore you with me trying every single door and checking every single room, so I'm just going to hit you with the key points. First one of those is a hole in the floor, which you hop down, and you immediately hear a phone ringing.
Hello? Is anyone there?
You don't belong here. Should have stayed where it was warm. You little sparrow.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Patience, baby bird. You've barely spread your wings.
How is this line still active?
Some things you refuse to deny.
Why are you talking like that?
This is my home. This was always my home.
Right.
Layers upon layers. Concrete and dirt. Sickness till death.
Yeah, this is a waste of my time. I'm hanging up.
Watch out for the strays. They haven't had a proper meal in weeks.
Creepy fucking robot.
As we continue through the apartments, we notice a spiked bat stuck in a door, and when we take it, the door kind of creaks open, where we hear a shrieking and a crying sound coming from the apartment. Going into the apartment, we see somebody hunched over a body, and it seems like they're eating the body. And the second we step into the room, the monster immediately lunges at us. So we start swinging.
Whack ass hoe. Whack ass hoe. Whack. Fucking pussy. Eat shit. Get.
And we now understand why this place is abandoned. Making our way through more and more of the rooms, we enter another room where we hear another phone ringing.
Little fledgling.
Oh, great. It's you.
Murderer. You have blood on your hands.
Look, I don't know what those things were.
Murderer.
Can you stop saying that? Fuck.
Murderer. How did it feel? You beat that first one pretty hard.
How do you know that? What the fuck is this place?
I told you. Should have stayed where it was warm.
I can't be here. I have to get out. I have to get Sasha, and I have to get the fuck out of here.
Be careful what you wish for. Murderer.
Finally, you make your way to the rooftop where you see another living person, a normal person, but they're very clearly at their breaking point, standing on the edge of the roof. But in the middle of our conversation, our radio finally picks up, and Tax is trying to get a hold of us. Our new goal set, we try to convince the man to step off the ledge and come help us and get out of this city, but that doesn't really work out.
Okay. Get to the underground. I can do that. We got a way out. Come on, let's go.
You're out of time.
Wait, no!
The last normal person now gone, we continue through the city to try to make our way to the tunnels. Making our way through the city, we realize it's not just the people that have been consumed by whatever this is, it's the animals too.
Ready? 360. Fucking. I'm not playing your game anymore.
But eventually we reach another phone.
We'll catch you at the death out there. Disgusting weather.
Why do you keep calling me?
It's for your own good.
What do you mean it's for my own good?
You didn't save him.
What?
That man was sick. He needed you. You failed him. Just like everyone else.
What the fuck do you know?
You needed him. He was important.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. My friends are probably worried sick. You should too, if you know what's good for you.
They don't know you like I do. Not really.
What? You don't know me. Fuck, why am I even talking to you?
Always.
What did you say? How do you know my name? How the fuck do you know my name?
You're acting irrational.
I'm acting acting perfectly fucking rational given the situation. Who are you? Who put you up to this?
We continue and make our way through a park when we notice a locked gate, which also has a wallet on the ground, which leads us to another house. And this first house introduces us into a new enemy, but I don't know what the difference is because I kind of just beat his ass. That's fair. Getting the key and going back to the park to unlock the gate leads us into a graveyard, which leads us into a church, where we do a small puzzle, and that unlocks a secret passageway into the sewers. Fighting through the sewer, we make our way back into the city, where we hear another phone ringing.
Are you feeling all right, little sparrow? You look pale.
What do you care?
You look like you've seen a ghost.
I don't know what's real anymore. They keep coming.
Oh dear. You were doing so well. It's a shame you're not cut out for this.
Fuck you.
Such a filthy mouth for such a pretty little thing.
What are you trying to achieve here? Why do you keep calling me?
Why do you keep picking up?
I just want to find her. Tell me. Is she still alive? Fuck. What am I saying? I can't stay here.
Best get moving. You've not got long left.
And continuing through the city, we eventually make our way into the subway, where another phone is ringing.
Hello? I know you're there. I can hear you breathing.
You're so close now. I can feel you.
Do you ever give it up? I'm getting out of here. You'll never see me again.
No, not yet. We have unfinished business.
Jeez, just talk straight for once. I don't know you. I don't care to know you.
You're hurting my feelings.
Just tell me, please. What's going on here? Really?
Now that would spoil the surprise.
You don't know shit, do you? You're just as lost as I am. Sad and alone.
You're sad. Your voice is trembling.
I'm not scared. I'm fucking tired. I want my friend back and I want to go home.
Home is where the heart is. Can you hear it? Beating.
Yeah, sorry. I'm done with your creepy stalker shit. I'm leaving. Have a nice life.
After more fighting through the subway, we eventually crawl down a hole in the subway. It leads us into a cave, and we realize there are bombs lining the walls throughout most of the cave, and we soon find out why. Killing the bug, we reach the end. We see a massive tree with Sasha lying on the ground, and then we hear the phone ringing again.
Thank you for calling Sherwood Estate Management. Please hold and one of our operators will be with you shortly.
scares you?
I don't know what to do. I don't understand any of this.
It's okay, Mika. I'm right here with you. I can help.
You can't help me. I wish you could, but
That's where you are mistaken. Look around you, Mika. Whilst my words may be limited by this device that binds me, that does not mean I can't be the one to help you.
it's beautiful.
We're not that different. You and I too have suffered. Wishing to be free of these shackles.
I don't understand. Is this... How are you doing this?
You need not worry anymore, Mika. Tell your friend to follow my light. I will guide him.
Wait, I don't understand. Please.
Please hold while we forward your call. Your patience is appreciated. Hello.
Tax, is that really you?
Mika! Jesus fuck, are you seeing this? Place is lit up like a Christmas tree. Wait, how are you calling me?
Never mind that. Tax, you gotta help me. I found her. She's here, but she's hurt, but she's here.
Okay, hold on. Tell me where you are.
I don't know. It's a cave of some kind. Must be less than a mile out from the city limits. Tax, I know how this sounds, but you just need to follow the lights, okay? I took the westbound tunnel, like you said, but it was a wreck. The tracks caved into this huge cavern. That's where I found her. I found her, Tax.
I got you. I'm at the tunnel entrance now. It was dark, but now it's clear as day. You think you can hold out for just a little while longer?
Tax, we haven't got much time.
I'm coming, Mick. I'll be out in no time, I promise. Go to her. You hold her tight. And you think about all the good she's brought us. Remind her this world is worth living for. Don't let her go. I'll be there before you know it. I promise. This is the final step, Mick. You can do this.
Don't be late, Tax. Tax is here. He's coming. You're safe now.
Oh, good. My legs really hurt.
Just try not to think about it.
As we lay next to Sasha, some time passes, and Tax eventually shows up. The tree claiming Sasha's life, then ours, and then Tax's, and eventually, all life. Now, this is just one ending. Hollow Body has a couple different endings. I'm not going to spoil those here for you. Play the game for yourself. It's fun. Hollow Body tries to capture the early Silent Hill feel. And you can tell from the atmosphere, the enemies, to the puzzles, to the psychotic bullshit. And most of the time I say it succeeds, but once you leave the apartment, it kind of feels like it doesn't know what to do, just like in Nightmare of Decay. But the whole game is enjoyable. It just seems like it's missing some depth. So yeah, I'd highly recommend playing that as well. But I don't got much more to say. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to see me capture all this gameplay live, feel free to check out my Twitch. And with that being said, deuces.